I think it would be funny.
Joey will
if,
work
like,
it.
You're in the middle of a confessional, and I can just slam a dildo.
Yeah.
Like Scary Movie?
Yeah, or my hard cock, either one.
We're done. We're done. Everyone's getting too drunk. Eat your fucking Chick-fil-A.
Are you ready for
Shout out to our boys over at Mugsy Jeans. If you don't have the Sad Boy jean jacket yet, which is an absolute must-have, it's an absolute staple. You have to get it. It's a straight jean jacket with fucking Sad Boy buttons on it. If you don't have the Moon Man jean jacket, that's your staple for the winter. The Sad Boy is a fall, spring type jacket. The Moon Man is your winter jacket. It's got the Sherpa lining, the big puffy lining. They're all perfect. They're all absolutely perfect. Copper buttons, by the way. Copper goes for a pretty high price these days. Right now, it is your chance. If you've ever wanted to try the most comfortable yet stylish clothing in the entire world, hit the site now. Shop everything. Guess what? Holidays coming up. It's all 30% off. Okay? We never do sales like this. And by we, I mean they. They wrote we, so I said we. But they never do sales like this. It is absolutely massive. The only time of the year that you can get our stuff for their stuff for 30% off. Come on, guys. Help me out a little bit. It is absolutely perfect gift for anyone in your life who you want to show you care about. Right? Don't get them a ring. Get them Mugsy Jeans. Just be careful because they will really, really love you after they get them. Having someone love you is really it's insufferable. So be careful. That's what's gonna happen if you get him a Mugsy. So wield that power responsibly. Not only the world's greatest jeans, but also awesome flannels, jackets, cashmere. I'm wearing cashmere socks right now. Let me tell you what. I don't know if Mugsy has cashmere socks. I strongly recommend cashmere socks. They got joggers. Literally anything in your closet will ever need. This is it. This is when the holiday legends are made. Establish yourself as the greatest gift giver in history, or treat yourself by heading over to Mugsy.com for up to 30% off the entire site, full of the most comfortable and best-looking jeans, pants, and tops the world's ever seen. That's Mugsy.com. No code is needed. 30% off your entire order. Free shipping, free returns if you don't like them. Experience life-changing comfort with Mugsy. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Unfortunately, life doesn't come with a user manual. So when it's not working for you, it's normal to feel stuck. I think the two of us talk about that pretty ad nauseum on this website, on this podcast. Navigating any of life's challenges can make you feel unsure, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or becoming a parent. But therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. I have been in therapy for, let's call it 7 years now. I don't know. It's helped. If it hasn't helped, you don't want to see the other side of it. It is very helpful. Therapy is very helpful. I strongly recommend it. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched three. I mean, you go to the gym, right? You got to exercise stuff. You go to the gym. You go to the doctor. See the brain doctor. As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists, available 100% online, and it's super affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with a therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime you want, and it couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms. If you have ever been in a waiting room at a therapist's office, it sucks, dude. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/KFC. That's betterhelp.com/KFC. We weren't rolling when you asked if you. Yeah, I like how you brought Pat one because you knew.
You know.
I know.
I'm
like,
you're gonna
I'm
hit this.
anxiously
I know.
awaiting Chick-fil-A right now. I almost like I can do Chick-fil-A. That means I can get out of it.
Dude, this is your fault because you walked in and you grabbed this cup and you looked in it like you were looking for something, and I was like, all right, we'll do some whiskey.
Listen, I'm not gonna turn down a drink. I never have. I never will.
Now she will drink.
Now she will drink.
I was thinking about that the other day, like
no ice.
Just straight and neat.
I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know why I was thinking about this. In fact, I was having this conversation with myself in the mirror. Where like, and this probably sounds like slut explanation, but like I think it's rude to say no to people, and I think that with drinking, I think that was sex. I think it's like I actually
offers me a drink. You want to have sex?
I don't. That backfired so fast.
All I have to do is ask.
He said to me before.
Cheers.
We were talking kind of like we do our Me Too revolution for the men.
He knows what he's doing. Fucking hate you.
And we've talked about
My boy's coming to Nickelback tonight.
we've talked about how there are girls who are like who have had sex with guys they don't have sex with, and John was like, well, if you count all the women I wanted to have sex with, it's only like a couple.
I've probably had sex 3 times.
With people you want? I never want to have sex with people I've
probably had sex with
Ever.
3 women I wanted to have sex
So it's
with.
like, ladies, pipe down.
No,
We're all
yeah.
fucking
Bro,
if everybody was fucking the people they wanted to be fucking, we'd all be happy.
Ooh, I'm telling you, that whiskey warms you right up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the smell
Yeah.
of whistle pig goes through me.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I have like most of the sex I've had has just been me settling.
Yeah.
It's
right,
not been me
right,
like
right.
it's not like, oh my god, it's happening. It's
Right.
like, all right, I guess I'll
When you do-
they're okay.
Yeah, like I mean, I remember it's funny to go through like the majority of your life as a dude who's like, take what you can get. You know, and like you hope you get a number and you hope you get lucky and you hope you have some sex. And then you get in a situation like this where it becomes like a little bit easier.
In a
And it's
situation like this, you're in the middle of two gentlemen having some whiskey on Friday. It's noon,
goes.
mind you, by the way.
No, it's like 2 o'clock, bro.
I've had Pink Whitney and now I'm having this.
You've
Whistle Pig.
already been drinking today?
Oh yeah. We did our Thanksgiving show, and I was like, well, I might as well drink. If I'm gonna eat apple pie, I'm gonna drink. And I've
What am I gonna have a pie sober?
Yeah, and I have Chick-fil-A on the way.
How do you reconcile that?
What do you mean?
Chick-fil-A,
Being
bunch
gay.
of gay hating.
I don't care. I hate myself. I hate gays. Like, I am with you, Chick-fil-A. Like, I
That's like the most homophobic person I know. Actually, everyone at this
No,
company
Joey
who's
is the
gay
most homophobic.
Zach, Pat, Joey.
Yep.
You guys
Yeah.
are all
Hate.
fucking homophobes.
We made him squirm today in our fucking show, Zach. We go, oh, another faggot. And his face got so red.
He gets red like
and
a
he was just
tomato.
like, no. And Joey goes, bottoming tonight, dear? And it was just, the whole thing just took off. Here's my Chick-fil-A, my pig fillet coming in 2 minutes away. What do you guys got going this weekend?
Wait, but I was gonna say,
I'm going to see The Music Man.
ooh, he's so gay.
Want to see the music? He tried
He's
to
going to a show with his mother on Broadway.
Yeah.
Oh, tonight you are?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, I was going
Tonight
to say.
we're going to Nickelback, bro.
I know.
Nickelback and Broadway, you are getting gayer by the minute.
He tried to like convince me. He knows all the things that'll like get me to
knows all the
go.
buttons to
He's
push.
like, here's some booze. I was like, it's an hour 10 away. He's like, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a big SUV. We're gonna have a couple beers on the way. I go, just beers? He's like, well,
He goes.
he knows.
It'll be a party bus. It'll be a thing.
Yeah, but it's just
for
gonna be me
sure.
and John, which is gonna be weird. It's just gonna, and don't get me
It's
wrong.
two bros at Nickelback.
We've
What's
had a
wrong,
lot of
man?
those nights where
Bro.
we've just been looking at each other across the room like, who's going to end it first? But
Bro, we're gonna have Billy Football's gonna come, which
Is
means,
he?
which means Joey Camasta is gonna come.
God.
Feeding Billy Coors Lights all night.
Oh, he's
Hey,
gonna-
I have
yeah.
another tipple. Why don't you?
my boyfriend didn't even respond. When I told him about Nickelback, he's going to be like, we're done. Like, you're ditching me for a Nickelback concert?
Bro, no Nickelback slater.
I know. I love Nickelback,
Bro,
but it's
everyone
when you
loves
hear
Nickelback.
that,
We had the
yeah.
boys on yesterday.
Bro,
and
it was
How
so
great
funny.
was that?
It was so funny. I going into it, I was like, I'm gonna just straight up ask them, like, what's it like to be like one of the most hated bands of all time? I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then
by the way, this episode will be out tomorrow. Nickelback will be a Tuesday.
So this
right?
will be a little preview for it. And we sit down and they all like so nice. And I also, for whatever reason, I think, and I kind of confirmed this later in the interview, but I just got the vibe that they don't really like talking about it much. Like he eventually says, like, yeah, for 10
About
years.
the hate?
we've talked about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's not that they don't like talking about it. I can just see like it being what
It wears
they-
on you, yeah.
And that's actually a hard place too for an interviewer because like I have to bring
This
it
is
up.
what people want to hear.
I have to bring it
Yeah.
up.
People-
I get that all you've talked like it sucks.
Yeah.
And not that it sucks because they roll with it so well. But I get it, you've done this literally 10,000 times.
And it's like I've never seen a Nickelback interview, and there's a bunch of people who haven't. And so when they're gonna watch a Nickelback interview, they're gonna want to hear about the hate.
You gotta ask.
course.
So
You
I'm
gotta ask.
like, all right, I'm just gonna do it, and then I like look them in the eyes, and I'm like,
You can take that call if you want.
Yeah, we don't care.
I just gotta pick up. It's my Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Can you grab his food?
Hello?
It's at the door. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. And I was like, you guys are one of the most unique bands.
Oh, my boy said unique 5 times in one
You went full
sentence.
Barbara Walters?
Yeah, I was like
everyone fucking hates you because you're corny. That's the whole
Whoa,
thing.
wow, what?
No, that's the argument. I don't think that. I'm
Okay.
saying that's online. That's where the hate generates from, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
They
it's
actually
corniness.
they gave us
it's
the
a couple
etymology of it. Check out tomorrow's episode to find out.
Yeah.
But
I
they
actually
gave
wanna
us where
hear.
they
Yeah,
think
there's
it's from.
the specifics of where it started, and yeah, that's a little bit repetitive and it's a little bit like corny. But I was like, you know, you're a unique band in that you came to prominence during the internet, and the internet can be good, it can be bad. You
What
have
a lead up.
stream, you know,
That's a pro.
but it wasn't. Like
Yeah.
eventually I went on too long.
Kroger
and
was he's like, just say it.
he goes, just pop the clutch and fucking do it, dude. And I was like, thank God, just fucking let me off this fucking roller coaster. But
Can you tease where it comes from? Like the hater, you just want to wait.
I
Colin
actually,
Quinn show.
Yeah,
What was it? What was
I
it?
think
Tough
it was what we
Crowd.
were
Tough
talking
Crowd.
about.
Yeah, it was Tough
I
Crowd.
think it was what you were referencing. I almost said it. We were talking about it beforehand. Somebody, I don't know if it's Colin Quinn or someone on the show, says something like, Nickelback makes me want to kill myself. Remember that?
Oh,
That was the joke.
Keep
It was
going.
like,
what was it?
Should I not put this up here?
Said that, and that's what basically started, I guess.
yeah, it was a punch. It was a funnier joke than that. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
punchline was like, it was something about like blah 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 suicide. Well, like music makes you want to do suicide or whatever. Nickelback makes you want to kill myself, and that was the
Maybe
punchline.
I'm going to kill Nickelback.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And so it was a funny joke, but they said, so they probably fucking hate Colin
You
Quinn.
used to watch. Colin Quinn's coming on our show out and about. He's probably gonna do yours too.
Yeah,
Did you
he's
guys
great.
watch? Did you watch Tough Crowd back in the day?
No.
With like
I've seen
Dennis
it, but I
Leary,
didn't,
Greg
yeah.
Giraldo,
Yeah.
like that was like an all-time comedians because they come on and Colin Quinn would just bait them,
Yep.
and it would just be head to head. Greg
It
Giraldo
was
and
ahead of its
Dennis
time.
and Dennis
You
Leary
do-
had
if
one
they,
of the most
if they
famous
pulled
back
that,
and forth.
that off now, it would be huge. You
Right,
know, if
right,
you-
right.
All these comedy podcasts, if there was one show that was like, it's kind of what Rogan does when he has one of them on, but if it was like, we're going to have a round table and it's going to be Segura and Bert versus fucking,
Patrice O'Neal's hologram.
if they did
Schultz
the
versus
act.
Attell versus yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a smash hit. So, and I think that it did fine on Comedy Central, but it's not like it obviously didn't like explode. But that's a show where you can be like, that is
Yeah,
time for sure.
I'm like a little nervous about. We've had like a couple guests lately. The guests are getting. It's like a trickle down effect. It's like once they can pitch that you've had these people on, other people
right.
see they're on and they want to come on. So like we're getting guys like Michael Irving, and I don't get
That's
nervous,
so
but I'm
funny.
like, holy fuck! I
Those
was like,
are- those
Michael
are the best
Irvin
ones.
is on my show.
Yeah.
I like how you said his name right the second time.
Did I say Irving the first time?
Yeah.
Irving
So gay.
Magic Johnson. Yeah.
What is he, a football player?
I go, hey, bitch.
Those are actually some of my favorite interviews when it's a megastar who you don't care about. Like one of my favorites to
Yes.
this day is Luke Bryan. I thought Luke Bryan. I thought we were just the boys hanging out.
'Cause we were like, "What's up, bud?"
Luke Bryan's a fucking host of American Idol.
Yeah,
and it was
right.
just like I don't know. I don't really like Luke. I don't dislike Luke Bryan, but it's like I don't know him. That's not my
The
world.
best spot to be.
Yeah.
You'll ask any question.
Right, 100%.
You don't like.
It
get
humanizes
scared.
them.
Yeah, you're just
It's-
like, that's cool for you, dude. But I was at a bar once and I think somebody on the Jets was there. And this one girl was like, people were like bugging out, and she was like, "Who, this guy? I don't give a fuck." She rolled right over to him and was like, "So what's your deal?"
Yeah,
Who are you?"
yeah.
And he was like, "Whoa, like who is this?" And she eventually like got pictures for all of her friends or whatever it was because she was just like, "I don't give a fuck."
Right.
But that can go both ways. Like if someone's going out of their way to let you know that they don't
That's
know
definitely-
you,
you're a
then
dick.
that's almost more like
It's
you're
like,
a dick.
well,
Yeah.
I know you know I'm someone and you're doing this on purpose, so fuck you.
Yeah.
But when it's a genuine
But it's like
I think there's a story about Jay-Z riding the
subway with the old lady. Yeah.
Who also was famous.
Yes.
She was?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Who was
She,
that?
In her
she's,
own
I
right.
mean, not famous. Obviously,
She was
juxtaposed
something,
with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But she's an artist in her own right. I forget
Yeah.
her name. But that is one of the more like I hate like wholesome content alert. But that is one of
That's
the more
one.
videos like I'll go back and watch that sometimes. It's just
Yeah,
like
very
she's like,
cool.
oh, you sold out Barclays. That's very good for you. Are you famous? He's like, I'm Jay-Z. She's like, I know Jay-Z. You're him. And it was like it was so. It downright adorable.
Jay-Z
that also-
throat fucks her on the subway.
And that's why we have Pat on. I want to talk about your podcast and how Out and About has fucking exploded.
Yeah, it's been good.
I mean, is it even a year?
It's less than a year. basically half-assed it for 3 months. When I started, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I'm alone. And then we got Joey in. He came in.
Yeah, Joey ripped you out of the closet, bro.
Oh my
you
God.
were the fucking.
Well, I
you
said
were
to
the,
Dave, I
you
was
were the
like-
straightest dude at Barstool for a while.
I was alone. What am I gonna do? Like, fucking talk about sucking dick with like Billy football? Like, that's not gonna work. I mean, I could talk about it with you.
Come on, what are you talking about?
But it's been good. We had our end of the year meeting, and it's never like
already
enough
had that?
though. Like you talk. Well, it was like a data meeting kind of deal. But you were telling me the other night at your live show, you were like, me and Kevin had to like kind of gas each other up and be like, we're doing fine.
Yeah.
We just launched a whiskey. Like, you know, we're doing these shows. That's cool. And I'm not at that point yet where I can be like, we're doing fine. Like, I'll see all of our numbers and our analytics, and I'm like, okay, what's KFC doing? What's PMT doing? And it's like automatically, I don't even ask $1 million worth of game. I don't want to jump up. I don't want to jump in front of the subway. But I'm like,
It's a fine line between ambitious and like torturing yourself.
Right.
Because like there is a point of like you have to eventually be satisfied on some level and enjoy the ride and soak it in and not stress and not compare, because guess what? You could get to $1 million worth of game, and then you compare yourself to like fucking Rogan or whatever it is. You know what I mean? There's always somebody.
but
ahead
I don't
of you.
think you have to like you guys aren't settled. Like if you were settled, were settled, you'd
But
stop
it's
putting out
important
merch
to be
and
like
stuff.
we're doing like it's also because we're
do
the same
keep
exact way
going,
where it's
but
like
it's just
what's
mentally.
PMT, what's $1 million worth of game, we want to be there.
We're not like
And-
stopping doing anything, but you know we're always doing more because I'm like, well, we got to keep going because if we take a fucking single day off, we might lose it all. But it's important to lose that mentality. It's important to get into the mentality of like, we are established. If you need to take a day off, if you don't, it's okay.
It's like we added
the point you got to get at.
our Friday shows, and since June, there's been like a 92% increase in our
crazy.
like just adding one episode a week. And so like, all right, let's
That's
take
fucking awesome.
let's take the Friday off after Thanksgiving. And I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah,
we
like,
can't let up now.
then
Like
you-
It is-
pedal
it
to
is
the
a-
metal. Like, and
Yeah.
everyone like even like the people upstairs
You
were
get
like,
the itch.
chill.
You're good.
Yeah.
Like you're okay. And then I'm like, well, why don't we add a third?
Right.
That's another 90. That's another 92%.
Yeah.
And then we're
But
cooking
then-
with gas kind of deal.
No, but there is like a diminishing returns. It is a.
I tell you
fine
what, as a
game.
podcast, I just added a third. I don't recommend it.
It's tough. Has it been that difficult for you guys, like
really
workload
fucking
wise?
It crazy
It's
is
crazy.
really.
Like, here's what we did. When we added the third, we
Pretty
also
good.
at the same time said we're going to scale back on some interviews. We're really only going to take people who we ask yourself the question, will this impact downloads? Not like, oh, he was on a show that I liked, or oh, she was cool when I grew up, or whatever. Like that.
But
I
you're
just wanna-
asking those questions. That's the
But
problem
we
that I
don't
have
listen
with
to them.
people.
No, we
yeah.
well, so we asked the question, but we didn't do it. So we ended up doing our full regular schedule of like 10 or 12 interviews a week, and then when you add a third podcast to it, it was just like there is a tipping point where all of a sudden it was like, fuck, we don't have enough hours in the week.
Right.
So
Which sounds crazy. It sounds
know.
crazy.
It's
And,
really
I'm
true,
sure like
though.
someone with a real job can't understand it, and I can't understand it. And I have this job
because it's just like, if you have an interview at 1, and you do a podcast from like 10:30 on. Oh, we didn't finish the podcast, but we got to stop now to get ready for the interview. The interview ran late. Now we got to restart the podcast. Oh, but the other interview is coming, and all of a sudden, you need little spaces in between everything to kind of have it all
Rejuvenate.
done. Yeah, and so it is harder than it seems. So that third one is, it is. Don't do it.
Yeah, but that's like you said, taking guests who just impact downloads. Like my struggle is like I think that way, but like no one else on out and
Yeah.
about like has
But
as
also,
much
we don't-
skin in the game
we
or
think that-
cares as much. So I'm like, hey, why the fuck are we like booking this makeup artist that made you laugh once 6 years ago with 70,000
Well, they need people like
views? But it's like, let's fucking when we get the talent list, like let's pick people who are like TikTok, like people who are gonna like drive.
I don't
It just-
think TikTok
you
people do.
understand the business of it. Is what
No,
I'm trying to
yes.
say.
But we
Yes.
also, again, we know to acknowledge it, but then we don't follow it. I mean, we just approved Ben Foster yesterday. I said because he's from Boston.
I don't know who's Ben Fo-
Ben
the
Fo-
taxi cab guy.
No, no, that's
Shit now, dog. That's what I remember.
Okay.
Ben Foster, hella high water. Ben Foster's like he's a gangster. I said in the
yeah.
group text, I was like, he's gonna win an Oscar one day. He's a fucking gangster.
He played the cop in Hell or High Water.
No, what?
Hell or High
No,
Water, the movie.
he's the brother who dies. He's the brother who gets shot.
all right. I only.
But
watched
also,
half
it's funny that you
You
said
only
the
watched
taxi
half of
cab
it?
guy.
of it. Yeah, I was like high. On
Dude,
the
that's an
couch, just
unbelievable
whatever.
movie. Who the fuck watches half
I
Hell or High Water?
can't watch any movie because of this. Like I cannot get through. a
Dude,
movie
Hell or
because of
High
my
Water is
phone.
like one of the best movies of the last 10 years. And you watch half of it?
Yeah, I was just sitting there. Then I started getting on TikTok. Next thing you know, I'm on Twitter. Next thing you know,
how it goes.
This is why I don't watch
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's
I
the
like
whole
movies
thing.
too much.
But the taxi cab guy, we've done him too. So it's funny.
Yeah,
to say
yeah.
that. It's like, yeah, we've done it all. We've talked to all these fucking guys.
We've done him
And-
twice. Neither time was he good.
Neither time was he good. Well, he's
Sorry,
not
dude.
coming on now. I know that.
I mean, he's a nice guy and all that stuff, but like neither time was it like,
but
whoa.
it's hard, it's hard to make a tangible impact in a podcast, especially one that's been around for fucking 10 years. It's like we're not moving the needle one way or the other. Like it is what it is after fucking 10 goddamn years.
When did you guys like start to realize like, okay, like obviously you have chemistry, you talk on the mic, whatever. When did you realize like, all right, this is getting big? Like, let's keep going. Did it take you like
we had
5
such a
years to be
weird-
like, oh fuck, we're
We
like a
wrote such
house?
we had it with Dan, and then that ended. Like we've had so many different kind of. It's never been just like one show. It's kind of been like several iterations of it. But I remember when Dan was leaving, he was taking off episodes, and I noticed that when Dan was on the show, it was always funny and always crazy. But when it was just us two,
Yeah.
3 guys, a big personality like him, it's a lot, And when we were just talking, I was like, this is good. It was like good conversation. And so I was like, this is a good podcast. Getting over the hurdle of like, well, we don't watch it anymore because it's not the same or whatever. Like that's a whole different story. But I know this is good once we were able to just start having like longer conversations and get into like good stories and shit. As far as when we know it was like I mean, honestly, probably not until like recently.
Really?
I would say not yet.
Yeah.
Even I noticed when I first
You know what it was
started
for me?
to now,
Honestly,
it's like,
the main thing, like the only time I've ever really even accepted it was like a few months ago when Bert said it. When Bert was like,
I remember that.
everybody knows that like this is the premium.
That was
spot
when
on
we
the
I
were.
remember
when we were-
that.
No, it was even before. It was before he said it later on a podcast, but
in
it
Nashville,
was
right?
Yeah, we were
it
in
was
he
Nashville.
said, I
in
have to go on Barstool Sports. They do it right, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And he mentioned
But
you
like,
guys.
like 2 weeks earlier when he was just with us, he said something like off the cuff. He was just like, everybody knows, like
He's
when
like, "You're the best East
when
Coast
you're on the
podcast."
Coast, you have to go on Gypsy Radio.
and,
That's-
and
we're
we like what? And he's like, his reaction was even better than the way he said it, where he was like drinking and smoking. He's
Yeah.
like, he's like, you fucking
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like-
It was actually
I was
great.
like,
We
no,
were-
I didn't know that.
We were at Bert's fucking after party in Nashville, which was like a only invite only sort of thing. Cigar smoke, drinks, everybody there, talking to directors and famous people, and he just like casually is dropping that. So that was a moment where I was like, soak it up, like
Yeah.
Imposter
It was
syndrome,
like-
imposter
like
syndrome at all?
Again,
What's that?
Imposter syndrome at all?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
did you?
that's-
Like, do you get that
Always
in that
have bro.
situation?
I don't know what imposter syndrome is. Everyone always says it. I just hate myself.
I'm pretty sure.
I hate myself and don't think I deserve good things.
I think you are the poster child for imposter syndrome, if I had to guess.
Yeah, but it's like you don't. I'm sure like that when that happens, there's imposter syndrome. The same thing like Colin Quinn. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
What's
I was
weird-
watching this
Quinn's
guy
awesome.
growing up
Quinn's-
on
you're gonna like him a lot.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what's weird is because everybody has a podcast now. Very talented people have podcasts. The Always Sunny guys now have fucking a podcast.
Right.
That is an amazing podcast every time they put it out because there's 3 of the most talented guys in the world fucking
Right.
doing it, right? We are still like, and you are, an old school podcast, which is just like regular people,
Right.
So it's like, it's weird. I remember looking at the charts one time and my brother was kind of showing me where we stood and everything. And it was in between, like Bill Burr and Krista Stefano and all these people and then athletes and shit. So it was either like, you're either an entertainer or an athlete or a
You have your own.
celebrity
You already
in
have your
something
fan
else.
base.
Right.
And we are in the same category as them just because of this.
Right.
And that's a weird thing because it's like, well, I don't know. It's the ultimate snake until you make it. That's why I like it because it's like I've done all of this without having the talent that those
Right.
guys have.
They
And I wear it
monetize
like a badge of honor.
a previous fan base through a
Right.
podcast. So
Right.
how can I make extra money? You guys did it the opposite, where
Yes.
you like homegrown, like
Right.
your people are so loyal. But it is bizarre thinking like if I have a guest in, a big guest, which we're starting to get now, and someone comes in, I feel like I'm gonna get found out.
Yeah.
Yes.
oh,
I
yeah.
feel-
I feel like I'm
right?
like, oh god, they're gonna come on like. They're not gonna say. I'm gonna say something, and then they're not gonna want to come back on. But I realize, like,
happen.
But
I
also
just have
the
to
risk-
let it rip. Like
Yeah.
our best shit. Like when we had Fortune Feimster on, like me and Joy were like, you know what? Let's not prepare. She's a comedian. She's
Go.
gonna promote.
Go.
Let's fucking rip
Yep.
it.
Dude.
She walks in. Joey's like, oh. I didn't know Home Depot was having a sale today. Just like, off and running.
I was just talking to Dante before we just interviewed Chris Hansen, and I saw Dante before that. He's like, "What questions do you have?" I was like, "I don't have fucking questions. What do you mean?
We do like a
And I think
Wikipedia
that's, like-
search
Yeah.
to make sure we're not missing something like major.
Right.
Yeah.
then
Like
fucking
I think
let's
that's
go.
like an early podcast thing. It's like I have to be very prepared, and it's like, but that's not what a podcast isn't. An interview. It's technically it's an interview, but it's not. It's a conversation. We're just
That's what I
talking and
struggle
talking.
with is like I want to prepare so much, and like I use your guys' show as an example. I'm like, our show is like very fast paced. We even talk fast.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's slow down. Let's make it more conversational. Like the one we had the other day at, I don't know if it's boring everyone to fucking pieces, but
No, this is
I think
like-
it's people think it's
I was
interesting.
gonna say,
to get
I'm
like
interested.
peel it back a little. Like the conversation we had the other day, I was like, Joey came to my place and we did a podcast on my couch.
Nice new place, by the way. Eh?
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
coming
that.
up in the world.
And we like it was so opposite of what we usually do, where we're like a million like joke, like go. I was like, let's just talk, and people loved it. It ripped on YouTube. So we're having this. It ripped on
I
Apple
also
and all this.
do
We're having
love
this new
the-
approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Counterpoint though, and I think you can do both. Is I really like. There's a fine line between when you see like a podcast or a group of people, a group of friends, whatever. If they're doing their thing and they have their inside jokes and their inside lingo and their whole style, it might turn people off where they're like, what? You're calling me ma'am? And they say now? I don't know what that is. More likely what happens is people go like, I want to get in on that.
Yeah.
So like what is it? Why does he
I think
say
that's what
cuzzle? And why does like the little inside things? What do these things mean? I want to be in that world.
I think that
So
is
when you just do your thing, people are like, what's that?
one of the funniest things that it became a meme, and it's a funny line in the show. But I think that is one of the like best ways to grow an audience. It's what I'm referring to is when Michael Scott's like, I love inside jokes. I'd love to be part of one day.
Yes,
like people are like,
people
wait, what's he
want
talking
that.
about? Hang on, like,
Yes.
I want to know what they're talking about. And that I
All
think that
that
is one of the
stuff.
more like
And you guys have that in spades.
one of the more
Like,
successful ways to get fans, where it's like a popular inside joke, which it doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense, but
it does.
It does. Yeah,
It's like it's big enough that there's a lot of people, but it's still, if you know, you know.
Right.
And I also feel like when you're talking with someone, like me and Joey will talk, we're like, all right, we're getting this guest in. Like, let's have fun with each other and laugh. Because, like, if you say
Yes.
something and I laugh, and it's not, like, disingenuous. I think he's very funny. He thinks
Right.
I'm very funny. Like, if we show that, okay, you said this, and, you know, I laugh and I react, that automatically lets the guest know, oh, this is a
He's
joke.
funny. Yeah.
That's why when someone comes in
We-
right away,
we
we're
had
like,
this moment-
fuck with them off the bat.
We had like the funniest moments from this past tour that we did was just when the 4 or 5 of us were hanging out. And it was just like bullshitting, and I was like, I wish we had fucking cameras on at
Yeah.
all times, because this is way funnier than the stuff we're trying to do is funny. And that is when people go like, oh, this is actually real. It's not scripted.
Yep.
We know you're not trying to make us laugh. It's just like happening. That is, I think, when people really get into a podcast. And that I think Joey is. I don't know what Joey is. He's an alien. I mean, I don't
he was
know.
in a
If,
pilgrim, walking around in a pilgrim dress
dude,
today.
I-
and then he had
he
me
was-
spraying with. He goes, Trish. I come over. He goes, Vagisil, dear. And he sprays
Yeah,
his
I mean-
balls with Vagisil. There weren't even cameras around.
he's either
He's doing it
the
to make
most
himself laugh.
naturally. I mean, maybe it comes from a place of like insecurity, because all of us have some of that, right? But he is one of the most naturally funny and seemingly confident people I know. I don't know if
Yeah.
it comes from a place of insecurity, like where he's like, I gotta put on this front, but he is like, it doesn't matter who you are,
Yep.
how big, small, rich, poor, whatever. He will crack jokes with you, about you, on you, and keep it moving. And it's like, you get caught up in like a wave of Joey, and you're just
You're
like,
out of-
whoa,
yeah.
whoa, like.
I should show you the email that I wrote to Dave when I wrote an email to him about getting Joey hired.
Oh yes, please.
And
It is so. Joey's like one of my favorite parts of Barstool.
Where is he?
Besides the fact that we're drinking at 2:00 in the office on a Friday. It's a Friday, but like.
yeah, it's a Friday. Yeah.
He did this.
I actually,
it's a Friday.
I was like,
I'm
I should
allowed
have
to.
said it's Friday. That kind of takes it off. Of course, you're drinking at 2 on a Friday.
This might be too long to read, but
No,
But what
Go
I,
on, yeah.
before I
People
get
love
to
the
that,
inside
it's
Barstool
like
shit.
I walked into the office today at about noon, and
about noon. I was trying to avoid him, so I didn't have to go to a concert in Sayreville, New Jersey. I go, please don't have him come in. And then I hear from the lobby. I was like,
I know what he does.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But I don't have a key card to this office. Because
Oh, I don't either.
I've asked multiple times, and they just say, you don't need it. And I'm like, I definitively
You're
need
good.
it. Like, I need it. I've asked.
I saw you ask yesterday. Like,
I asked
that is
yesterday
not
again.
coming.
I ask all the time. I'm like, can I have a new key card? And they're like, yeah, we'll get you one. But the first time they literally told me you don't need one, and I was like, yes, I definitively
Wait,
do.
really quick. My boyfriend about the Nickelback concert goes, ha ha ha. Like, maybe.
Tell him we gotta take it. Tell him we gotta know now. Gotta know now, Zach. But that's Zach Macario, by the way. Little inner office fucking for you.
I promise you it is not. Now, I had a chance, and I turned it down.
But the
Probably still did.
I had to.
As does the rest of you. He's a whore. That's what I'm saying is Zach's a whore. That's what I'm getting at.
But my boy's going to Nickelback tonight. Dog.
Sayreville, here you come, baby.
But the I had to get let in. I have to get buzzed into the office because I don't have a goddamn key card, and no one was at the front desk, and so no one could buzz me in, and I'm just standing at the door like an idiot, and Joey just walks by, no shoes, in a pilgrim outfit, and just waves at me.
Doesn't make the connection he might need to come in.
No.
Just tries to flaunt it around. Very funny.
Yeah, he was dressed like the female.
When
of
does
the
this come
building.
out?
This will be on Monday.
This Monday. All right. So Wednesday, 2 days from now, we'll have the Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving episode.
I wish I knew you guys were here. We had everyone come in, a bunch of Barstool people, and say what they were thankful for. It was very fun. It got kind of sad. Francis was like, my parents are getting older. I was like, what? What are you
talking about?
And he's like,
I'll tell you, I'm
just
thankful
thank
for fucking
God.
whiskey, bro.
I was about to say, I'm thankful that Feidelberg can drink all the whiskey.
Joey said he was thankful for stretch denim. So I was like, okay.
Shout out Mugsy, jackets on sale.
Shout out Mugsy.
We are such
Jeans.com.
fucking shills.
He was. Let's read this email because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was
Yeah,
a fucking
Dude, when
a
the
revelation for
I don't
you.
even. Did
like-
you even work here with the first time you came in with Snooki?
I think so, but I don't
No,
think
I think he was, but I remember being like,
he's a hurricane.
Snooki, like, thank you so much.
This is
Who is
longer.
this cat? Because this guy is the real fucking star.
I mean, I just kind of outlined it. I texted him. I kind of like hounded him and like, hey, because you know.
Yeah.
It was like you get someone. I'm like, this person
Smart
would do
though.
good.
I mean, he sent like, here are numbers. Here's
yeah, he's
how many
like, put
people
this
he
shit in an
follows.
email. He's like, stop texting me. And I was like, okay. So I put an email and I was like, here's why he should work here. Blah blah blah. I think the line that I used that. It was funny because the thing that actually got him hired was he made fun of Sass, and Dave thought it was funny. He goes, "Oh, he can work here."
That's
Yep, that's
But,
Dave, Dave needs one thing.
but
One.
But I was like, "Here's why it would work." I go, "It would just be pouring gasoline on a fire."
Yeah.
Essentially. And now I'm at the point. I'm like, do I find another Joey?
Yeah.
Like, maybe we can
Do it again.
triple and
Barstool
quadruple and,
Brother,
and all this.
I will tell you this much. I don't think you could find another one.
No.
On the planet Earth. I think he's one of a kind like that. But you get like it is the perfect storm. In short, I've been looking for a gay guy to do content with for the past year, and I feel like I finally found him.
It is
my
weird.
goal is to make money for this company, and adding Joey to Out and About will pour gasoline on both my show and my personal brand, as well as increase Barstool's footprint and credibility within the gay community. Like, boom, done. Like, that is it.
There it is.
I need the right guy to collaborate with, and Joey is that guy. That's what I was going to say for
He
you.
ignored
because-
that and waited for him to make fun of Sass.
but then you need a little bit of a proof of concept.
Yeah, of
because
course.
you took the leap and were like, I'll be Barstool's gay guy.
Right.
And
Which, although we're kind of ragging on Dave a little bit for you need one thing, I was the one to Dave who was like, we should hire this guy.
Right.
And that was just because I thought it was funny that because you this is the time like when I was still checking like the Barstool Sport, the Boston emails.
Tips. I used to send.
Tips.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
go, holy,
Barstoolsports.com.
I'm gonna
Right.
fucking blow my brains out if I do this job anymore. Follow Barstool forever. Let me just write to tips every day.
Yeah.
So I'd write to tips
Little do
and
you know,
guess
I
an
was the one
email.
reading
And
it.
he was the one reading that. Yeah. And he was the one who ended up putting in a good word for me.
I was like, but my one thing was your name looked like Pat McAfee, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we had Pat and Gay Pat? And Dave was like, that's pretty good.
Get him in.
I remember that for a little while where it was like, do I have to just be gay Pat? Can I just not be
I was
Pat?
thrilled when McAfee left. I was like, get that fucking
Straight Pat out of here.
corn-fed Midwestern fuck out of here.
But
I was happy too because he looked better in a romper than me.
Yeah,
that
he
still
looked
weighs on
great.
me when we both put on the same romper and he filled it out and
Of
I
course
did.
he looks better than you in a fucking.
He's a football
Did you
player.
expect not?
He had the fucking thighs for it. I got little fucking bird
he's
legs.
a professional kicker, of course, man.
I was
Fucking
like, God
A.
damn, is that what you're supposed to look like in a male romper?
Did we sell rompers? For a
No,
while?
I think we wanted to.
We almost did.
Yeah, we came
the
close.
romp him or
The romp him, yeah.
It was like
That-
2018
that was a
or
fad
so.
for like 1 second, and because we're just pathetic shills, we're like, oh, money?
Shills.
Let me get a few more shekels.
Start hawking
Let's
romp.
make female men's clothes. Let's go. But I think what happened was we were gonna do it, and then we put them on, and it was like,
I was like,
Oh my
"Ugh,
God.
I don't look like McAfee.
Do you put your nuts on this side or that side? How
Imagine
does
my
this work?
legs
Oh,
exposed.
disgusting.
My skinny gay legs
Hell.
exposed. Like my knees are bigger than my
It's crazy
thighs.
that they fuck you.
It's
It's great.
Guys, this
it's
is nuts.
shocking. Well, they don't. But it's believe it or not, they don't.
But you took the chance, right?
Yeah.
And like and were willing to be you know, let's call it now she was the Jackie Robinson of the gays.
now she will take credit. Believe it or not. Yeah.
I mean, you were willing to do that, and I'm sure it probably was a bit on the nose when it was like, you're gay, Pat, and you write about the rainbow. Like,
Yeah.
do the gay stuff.
Well, I had one
But-
really good blog, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah,
And that got
you-
me in, and then I was
you
like,
could-
"Oh God,
yeah.
I have to do this
Well,
again."
we threw you on the
Every day.
rundown day one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
Or
like
like- or
walked
like
in off
week
the
one.
I just lied. I was like, "Nah, I'm full time." You're like, "Okay," and then I just wasn't full time. I
That's how
just
you
was
got to
not
do it.
full-time.
Snake it till you make it. But it was like, it was tough knowing that, like, I knew you were funny. I had seen how you write. I just knew what you were like interacting like this. And I saw what you were doing with Out and About, but it was just like missing.
Yeah.
You know, a
It
piece.
is- it's
And
actually-
it's not one that I can help you with. It's not one, like, nobody can really
Right.
help you with it. And then Joey comes in and it's like, that's it.
It was
that's the one.
it was frustrating.
All right, shout out our boys over at Manscaped. I used Manscaped literally this morning. I don't know why. I'm not gonna fuck this weekend, but whatever. I did it anyway. It's never too early to play holiday music, and it's never too early to start thinking about gifts or trimming your pubes. If you have to think about trimming your pubes, if you're like, should I trim them? You should trim them. Okay, whether it's for a friend or friends in your pants. Yeah, get your girl some. You can make this a holiday season to be jolly with Manscaped. Santa cares about his sack. So should you. Look nice when you get naughty. God damn, they're crushing it, bro. Yo, you ever start reading stuff? You're like, God, that's better than I could have done. Look nice when you get naughty and get free shipping and 20% off by going to manscaped.com/KFC. The Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0. My boy's at 4.0 now. We were at 0. We were Manscaped 1.0, 0.0. Now we're at Manscaped 4.0. It has everything needed to help you deck the halls from face to balls. My boys got Kevin Hart writing for him. This is unbelievable. Just in time for the mistletoe season. It includes, you want to know what comes with the Package 4.0, the Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0? What you're going to get? You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0. It's a waterproof electric trimmer. You can shave your shit in the shower. I promise you can do that. It's going to come with the Weed Whacker. I apologize. The Weed Whacker. It's an ear and nose hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker. It's an ear and nose hair trimmer. What about the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner? Oh, yeah, don't worry. It is definitely sea kelp infused. The body wash. Aloe infused hydration. Deodorant. It's aluminum free. I didn't even know there was aluminum deodorant, but there's none in this one. It's got the crop preserver and anti-chafing ball deodorant. I could use that. And the crop reviver. It's a ball spray. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/KFC. That is 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com/KFC. Manscaped, get your jingle balls ready for the holidays. These motherfuckers. All right, shout out our gang over at Blue Nile. Whether you're looking to pop the question, have a milestone to celebrate, or want to let your love sparkle, Blue Nile can help you make your celebrations even more memorable. Your celebrations, I'm going to be straight up with you, they're probably meh. Everyone's celebration's like, all right. You add Blue Nile into the mix, bang, you got a real celebration. As the original online jeweler, Blue Nile offers the largest selection of independently graded diamonds and pieces priced significantly below traditional retailers. We like low prices. Everyone likes low prices. Who doesn't like low prices? I love low prices. Blue Nile has helped millions, that's in italics, millions of couples create their perfect engagement ring. Their easy online tools let you choose a diamond shape, size, and clarity, as well as setting style. Blue Nile's bench jewelers will then help you handcraft her or his perfect one-of-a-kind engagement ring. Ladies, propose to your man. Because we're too scared to say no. So, yeah, definitely. Looking for a piece of fine jewelry to commemorate or a special milestone, but still having trouble choosing? Well, guess what? Blue Nile Jewelry has experts on hand 24/7, available via phone, chat to help you find a memorable gift at every budget. Shop stress-free with Blue Nile's 100% satisfaction guarantee. All Blue Nile orders are insured and shipped for free in discreet packaging so she doesn't know what's coming. They also offer overnight shipping if you're in a rush. You know, when you just randomly decide to propose to somebody. I've been there. I have been there. Let's just leave it at that. I've been there. We also, Kevin and I have gotten each other engagement rings off Blue Nile. They are sick, which is, again, another example of why you can get men engagement rings, because I got my man one. Make your moments sparkle with Blue Nile. Go to BlueNile.com. Use code Kevin. That feels like a shot across my bow. Use code Kevin to save $50 on your purchase or of $500 or more. That's Blue Nile, BlueNile.com, code Kevin. Save $50 on your purchase of $500 or more. Code Kevin, BlueNile.com.
Because when I pitched it to Dave, I didn't have like the confidence to be like, I want to do this show on my own.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get someone who he likes to do the show with.
That is as important as doing good content is getting like incepting Dave into thinking
Yeah,
it's his
so I
show
was
and
like,
his idea, and then
let me get Kate. Like what? She looks like a lesbian. We'll get Kate in. And so Kate came on, and Kate's funny, but it's a weird thing. Like straight people can't really. They're apprehensive about joking about gay things in a way that I want to, because you can be paid. It all takes one clip, and you're paid as an asshole. Especially a year ago when I started this, things were crazier. And it wasn't there, like you said. It wasn't really the content that I wanted to do. I felt like I was holding back. And then Kate had a baby, blessing in disguise for all of us. And then, it's just we kind of went our separate ways, and I did a couple on my own. I remember one time I was actually so lazy, I recorded on a mic that wasn't on, but this one was. And they're like, we have to do it again. I go,
turn it up.
He knows that game.
I go, just bump the levels.
The old sweaty Italian sausage knows all about that.
That laugh, Jackie. Oh, my God. I heard it on Twitter.
That noise.
He was telling me about it. That's incredible. But then I had, I brought Joey in, and it was like, oh, he's like can out crazy me, because you have people you grew up with, and you can really just let it rip, and you don't have to feel like you don't have to feel like there's no risk in the conversation within the two of you. There's risk with the viewers always. But I was like, there's
never
no
gonna upset him or anything like that.
Right. There's no risk there. And when I felt like comfortable enough to be like, okay, I can say everything that I want to say.
I felt that way with him after 2 minutes of an interview. He was like, he walked in and was like, I will suck all your dicks. And I was like, okay, let's go. Like we can say anything we want. And so it was cool to watch, because it was like someone who deserves it. And there was every chance that, if Joey doesn't come along, who fucking knows? Like, you just kind of toil in obscurity for a while.
I
so like you got kind of rewarded in a sense with that. And Joey probably does not have the professional capabilities to kind of run the show himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think he could be, doing
which
the
I don't
business side of
mind.
I like how you
doing
could be
that.
describing Joey or me.
I was just
that's how what I found.
Everyone was thinking it. I had to acknowledge it.
It's always like that on all these shows, though. One guy is the one who's kind of get this, do this, do this. The other guy's just kind of I'm here for the ride. And I'm here.
No, but I mean, I told everybody this when we are on stage, John doesn't realize he's just a stand-up comic. He's doing like a full.
I saw you
set.
at Caroline's. You were crushing.
Like he's all by himself.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking. I'm there.
Yeah.
Maybe occasionally just agree with him or give him some sort of whatever. But he is just basically doing a stand-up routine and doesn't even fucking know it. And I've been able to hopefully harness that and pull it out, because I don't know if he would do it himself.
But do you guys
having a fucking ridiculous human to just be like,
I mean, look at the
tell
hair.
me more. Tell me
look
more.
at look at this. What is this?
That's very nice of all you to say.
What is
You're all
this?
wrong, but
What
very
is
nice of you to
this,
say.
honey? Shout out Nene Leaks.
I would
Yeah,
walk
definitely.
into
Everyone knows. The 5 people watch.
I would walk into a podcast studio and see Joey and look at how he's dressed and how he's talking and be like, let me paint my masterpiece. You know,
Yes.
let's give me all your stories, give me all your jokes. I just gotta pull it out of you. Like, let's go.
But do you guys butt heads ever? Because me
literally,
and Joe,
literally not once.
I was gonna say,
All the time.
but it's not. We don't butt heads. It's just, at least I feel like, and I think part of it comes from me being so like, let's keep going. Let's I need to take a step back and relax. I feel like it's an uphill battle. Me and Joe, we'll go at it.
Yeah.
Like in a point, and that'll trickle down.
I saw
and then
you-
Marty and Sandra, like
you two and Sandra were like fucking. That
Oh,
one
Yeah,
time.
Kevin came in one day. He was like, they're just fighting in the kitchen. It was
yeah.
crazy.
Well, me and Joey scream at each other, and then that other people think that they can scream at each other too, but like they don't. But we're over it.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
3 seconds, you know what I mean?
But
Fuck
that's-
you, I fucking hate you. It's done. Okay, hi, welcome to Out and About, and it makes for good
No,
shit.
we've never had that. I don't think we would. I don't think I'm good at that with anybody.
I was
Like,
gonna say,
if I
I'm
go at it with
definitively
somebody,
not good at it.
if I go at it with
I would-
somebody, it's pretty much like we can be cool, but I'm not gonna like vibe with.
But you don't have a
anymore.
debate show. Like your show
Yeah.
is you guys like.
And when we do start to argue, it goes on too long, and we just shut it down.
It sucks.
It-
we've
like-
done like basically we only ever do it about Kanye.
It really is.
Which, by the way,
Kanye?
Kevin came out ahead on that one.
Thank you, thank you.
well, he's wearing Yeezys right now.
We did it. We did it like 3 times about Kanye, and it would always be like, "This is the stupidest."
talking in
like this,
circles, you
talking
know?
in circles. And but that's on mic. Also off mic, like we just never like I don't know. I've been mildly annoyed with Kevin before, and I just get over it in 10 minutes, and that's it. And I don't even need to.
But you guys don't hang out. You don't hang out outside the office.
That is true. There is enough separation. It's not that we don't hang out, but like it's not.
Why would you? You're
a lot-
uptown. He's down here. You have
like-
kids.
right? It's just like when we go our separate ways, we are living different lives, and I do think that helps a little bit. It also helps that we used to have a segment called Adolescent Dadolescent, where it was like the things he's doing, and then the problem. Now the problem,
Dadolescent?
the problem, Patrick, is
this
that
Watch
our
What Happens
lives,
Live?
our lives started to come back together after.
Now the writing was on the wall. Believe it or not.
All of a sudden, I was an adolescent too. So
Next, you know, he's not a adolescent.
Kevin was coming in and be like, I had a date on Long Island last night. Woke up at some mom's house.
and I was like, "Fuck." Feidelberg's like, "I was in bed by 8 o'clock last night."
But I was gonna
So,
say, but we'll butt heads and then we'll get over it. But we found that it's like a tough push and pull because Joey doesn't think at all, and this is me complaining. This is just how he is. He doesn't care what does well, what doesn't do well,
you
and I
need
think,
that.
and I think this is what
Right.
makes it good, is because he doesn't give a fuck.
This is-
So he talks about what's funny to him, and me on the other hand, I'm thinking, even as we're recording, what's gonna be the clip?
Yeah.
What's gonna do this?
You guys are very good at.
And I got to get better at that because I'm looking at Marty, and sometimes he'll say things I'm like, blah, 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 you know,
Yeah.
clip it just because I
I've
want
told
that
these guys
growth.
before, like look like the way that you guys do very good cliffhangers and shit
Yeah.
like that. Where I was like, these guys are very good.
So
at that.
See,
it
I-
makes
I'm
sense.
somebody who just, it's almost like having a Yasiel Puig on your baseball team
Yeah.
who's like, I hit baseball. I throw baseball. Like I don't
and
give a
bet
fuck.
tennis.
But it's frustrating. And yeah, we talked about that on the rundown.
Ridiculous. So weird. But that you need both sides of it. And then it's like you get that raw like ridiculousness, and then you'll also be like, okay, that was awesome, but we also need to do like a list to get a clip for social media to grow.
Which I can't even
It
get him
was
to do
it was the I remember at the old office, we were in Erica's office, and we were just talking. I don't know why we were in there. I don't know what we were talking about, but like she was talking about how like can we?
She's gonna get bombed and miss Nickelback.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna slow down.
This come back to bite you in the ass.
But we were talking about how like everyone needs a partner at
Yes.
Barstool,
Yes.
and
It's
and
very
she
hard
was,
to go solo.
I forget what like she was kind of asking us like
I'm a
how
prime
do we get
example
these
of that.
people partners,
Yeah.
and we were like, well, I don't fucking know. Like we kind of just fell ass
Yeah.
backwards into each other.
You can't
Like,
you can't really
And-
force it. Like
but it is 100% incredibly important to have a partner. You need it. Like
and
that's
it
the only way to
usually-
succeed here.
It also usually is strictly a duo.
Right.
Like, trios are
Yeah.
kind of hard to manage too. And
I
like,
would say that the and the reason I was bringing this all up is I would say that the exception that proves the rule of that is foreplay was always awesome, right?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
like I mean they're like 3 of my favorite guys at the company: Riggs, Trent,
Yeah.
Frankie, and Dan now. Sorry, that felt weird, but whatever. You're new, bro. You're the new guy.
It's fine. Yeah.
But like I think foreplay was doing very well, and I think you need that wild card, that Joey, because like when Frankie came in, I think foreplay kind of shot up because
Yes.
it's like
Someone to
wait,
give it,
who
like, a
the
kick
fuck
in
is
the
this
ass.
maniac?
Yes.
because you need someone who doesn't give a fuck or has a weird brain or whatever, and then it's just magic. But it also helps. Do you feel that Dave likes the gays more than
very
straights?
homophobic, I feel. Clip that.
Well, I was at his apartment one
chicks
night.
and gays sometimes Dave is like, I don't know. You guys do your thing.
I think
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble if I have any opinion. So
Exactly.
no.
I think to be completely honest with you, I think me kind of being so adamant about getting my podcast partner in with Dave.
Podcast partner. We're talking.
Joey.
Yeah.
So, bringing
Not
Joey
Zach.
in. Not Zach.
Zach's
Other
partner.
Zach, not that Zach.
No, that's
But
Zach.
I think me being so adamant about bringing him in and like being like, hey, no, this, I've been here for a minute. You know, let's take a risk on this. And I think it working out, I think has made him respect me much
A million
more.
times more,
A
yeah.
million times more. Because I'm like, listen, if it doesn't work, don't get rid of me. Get rid of him. 6 months.
Veteran.
6 months. But it's true. It's just you need a partner to do it. And I think, like you said, you have to have one wild card and one not. But part of being the guy who's not the wild card is like I have to realize when I'm being too intense with him because like about business stuff because that will shut him down. And also,
Yeah, you got to know your partner's limits. Like
You
I
gotta know their limits, like, you
5
g-
o'clock hits, we're done.
yeah, like you guys don't hang out. Like you guys don't hang out outside of work like that much.
Not that we don't hang out. It's just that
Well, you have different lives,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like
You guys are
recog-
two slutty gay balls.
Yeah,
You guys hang out and fuck.
but you recognize that, and it's like we had Penn Jillette on, and I was like, how have you done it so long, working with a partner who it's been 35 years, the longest running act in Vegas. How have you done it? He's like, we run it like a dry cleaning business. We go out to eat maybe once a quarter. We go into work at this time. We go out at this time. That's how I prefer to run things.
Yeah.
But I also understand, and I love Joey. He's the best. I also understand that Joey needs more than that.
Yeah.
Joey needs to feel like we're good friends, which we are.
Yeah.
So, if it's a Thursday at 8 p.m. and Uncle Joe texts me, let's go,
Yeah.
I'm going out,
Yeah.
because I want to, but also for the health of the show.
Yeah.
Because I know going out, and you said it to me the other night, having a story is it's
Dude,
podcast,
one of the
fodder.
worst
Having a
parts-
story.
Why we're going to Nickelback tonight. That's literally why we're going to
know.
Nickelback.
Like, dude, when I can't.
We're literally going to Nickelback tonight
But
so I can
having
talk
a
about
story
it Monday.
rather than sitting on the couch and
Yes,
doing
that's
nothing.
why
It's
I
like
love
if I go out
Over
with
Again.
Joe,
He brings the stories.
but Joey
'Cause I'm
doesn't
like,
Joey doesn't. He doesn't go half and half. It's like you either go out. It's 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah,
When you
he
there
goes hard.
is no in between,
Yeah.
and you cannot leave.
Joey has one speed, man. That's just how he does everything.
I love that with Chad Kruger. I don't know if you ever Kruger. When he came in, it was like 5 o'clock last night, the interview, and we offered him whiskey, and he just went, "This model was not made with brakes."
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I was like, "That's alcoholism." Also,
model.
mine wasn't either.
Yeah, I mean that's a good thing to have, and it's a hard thing to balance as well.
Yeah.
But it is. It's been fucking a great show to watch.
Thank you.
Very great to watch it, like, because it's undeniable too. It's like when some shows are doing good. When some shows are doing bad. When some shows are like, that's next. And it was a very, very clear vibe of like Out and About is next.
It
up.
is from day one of Out and About. Like I got it because you guys were always pulling people in, and
Yeah.
I got Botox at one point. I get
weird.
excited.
I have it right
and
now.
it's actually like a weird. It's a weird relationship I feel like we
Costumes,
have with the company, where like I really love when people ask me to do their show.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't ask us because like
I
they're
think
like
they think we need to ask them or
yeah,
something.
like I'll
go on your show, like,
but you
whenever.
guys didn't give a fuck, and you guys were like, "Yeah, come on." And I was
Yeah,
like,
but
every time I was
comfortable
like,
with you
I
guys.
was like, "Fuck yes, I'm going out and about today."
But that,
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I mean, you guys, it's a fun show to do where it's like, I like to go on a show where I can just fucking rip it,
Yeah.
and I'm not hosting, and I don't have any rules, and I can say whatever I want. Man, you guys would have Out and About in 2010.
Oh, buddy. Well, it's funny. Our show is
Out and About
basically 2010. I had who did I have in today? I had in Dante. We had for the Thanksgiving episode. I go mac and cheese. Traditionally black dish. he was like, we need to cut this. I was like, all right, fine.
That was Joey when I walked up yesterday. I was wearing my winter kimono, which is under your jacket.
Kimono?
Yeah.
Show them, yeah, take
A
this-
kimono?
Show the winter kimono. It is.
Ew, I think I saw this.
It is the other day. Oh
Now-
yeah,
now she- now
Joey.
she's a hairy queen.
Were you not here for this? He had on the winter kimono.
Scotch and
We
soda.
were upstairs taking pictures. He had the winter kimono. He had on a pair of white chinos and a pair of white and like emerald green loafers.
Oh, I saw.
And Joey goes, now why are you why you dress like a black man?
He goes, that's a black
It's a
man's
black
outfit.
man. and it was so, it was inquisitive.
This is a
It was-
fucking. This is. I'm gonna leave this in the studio for Jackie because Jackie liked the It's very comfortable. No, I'm not. No, I'm being nice. No, you do sweat a lot, but. But Jackie, it is a very comfortable thing. But yeah, when I was wearing it, Joe, it's a black man's outfit.
It was genuine. He was trying to be funny, but it was also inquisitive. It's like, now, why are you dressed like a black man? That's a black man's outfit.
You know what it is? He comes from the era where gay men were mean, but the meanness was rooted in humor, like that Kathy Griffin, late '90s, just like
Is she lesbian?
Joan Rivers. No, she's straight. Just that like meanness.
Why'd you reference her first
Bite,
when talking
because
gay
she's like
people?
gay, like that gay. He's like got that like very biting, like Joan Rivers style, like
Joan Rivers is a great example.
Gay-
I think like
gay humor.
It's fucking vicious, and some people are gonna be like, "Whoa," but it's like very funny.
Some people have a talent for saying the meanest things with
Yeah.
a smile
Smile.
on their face,
Yeah, yeah.
and you
it's
can't do
his
anything
whole-
about it.
It's like your look, you know. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes your face, you smile, he's a little bit big, he's whatever it is. It's like, oh, that's funny. Instead of
Yeah.
like I say, it's like fuck you, you asshole, whatever the reason is, you know.
Did you call
Now-
Joey a little bit big?
He's a big bear.
Joey's built like a fucking linebacker,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
sounds like my 12-year-old sister. It's crazy. He opens his mouth, you're like,
Dave.com. I don't know why I put a Russian accent on for it, but I did it and I don't care. Dave.com is something I wish was around back in my earlier days. I wish Dave.com was around. Because guess what? I had schemes, I had scams, I had shams, I had all kinds of things going in order to make sure I kept my shit above $0. I kept my shit above, what do you call them? Overcharge, overcharge, right? Overcharge fees. If you're living paycheck to paycheck or you're struggling to make ends meet, it can be exceptionally stressful when unexpected expenses come up. I genuinely don't think that you understand how stressful those expenses are, how much that weighs on you. It's a different change in my life. I will say that. It is a different change in my life when I stopped stressing about this kind of stuff. But luckily for you, Dave can help you get out of a pinch when you really need it. Dave is the banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. That's more money to fill your tank, buy a wedding gift, catch up on bills, whatever you need $500 for. Dave is going to hook you up. I have Dave Portnoy. You have to go to Dave.com. You can finally tackle those expenses that have been stressing you out without any hangups. There's no interest, no credit check needed. That's pretty huge for you, boy. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave. Think of it as a helping hand from future you. I put everything I need in my life on future me. It's nice to get something back from him, right? I'm like, I'll deal with that when I have to. No, luckily my boys helped me out this time. Download the Dave app in the App Store right now. That's DAVE. Sign up for an extra cash account. Get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve. Member of FDIC. Future you is going to thank you.
Now, what has how's Playboy Marty handling
he's
out and about world? Because sometimes it's like dude came in to like talk about like the Phoenix Suns and like SEC football, and then I walk in and you're dressed like Nana and you know.
Marty gets sexually harassed. He'll walk into the studio and she'll go, hanging to the left today, are we? I'm just like, dude, like we can't. Like
There was something on a clip
I
the
mean-
other day that you were I don't know if it was clickbait or I don't know if I ever saw the other side of it, but you were like, we can't say this. We can't air
no,
this. And I don't
that's
know
half the show gets cut. We record for 2 hours, we get 40 minutes out of it. It's fucking brutal. But Marty is great. It's like one of those things. Like you guys have experienced it. You've been around forever. You have growing pains. Like there are people. There's ups and downs. Like with producers, with social, with hosts. We have that 10x because we're gay. So we let emotion rule the conversation most of
You
the
guys
time.
are super dramatic.
Yeah, we're super. Oh, you're kidding. So there's definitely been ups and downs. Like me and Marty have gone at it and this and that, but we're at a point
Really?
now where it's like everyone understands the goal.
Yeah.
Except Joey. The goal is, grow it the best you can, and if we scream at each other,
Dude,
you get over it.
When
and
Sandra came back, when you guys were arguing,
God.
and she said something like, when I say that like we need to do this, like, or she was saying, I will get to that, but I have a job to do first. So when you ask me to do something extra, I have to make sure the job gets done first, and then I will get to your like secondary thing. And she walks away. And I remember I was sitting there eating Cheez-Its.
Yeah, this fucking scumbag's in the kitchen loving it.
I
haven't talked to him in 2 months. He's like,
I'm literally leaning on the counter and I'm popping Cheez-Its, and I go, they're treating you like that because you're a chick. And she goes,
yeah, exactly.
And it was true.
Talk about gasoline on the fire, bro.
And then and she was like, you're right. And she says a couple other things. And she walked away. She came back again, and she was like, and another thing, when I start yelling at you guys, you call me a bitch, but when you guys yell at each other, you're allowed to do that. And I was like, yeah.
Well, she's
Kevin turned to the gay guy. He's like, do the Wendy Williams.
she stands up for herself, but I stopped. Joey can get away with a lot more than I can. So it's like she had a thing. She's like, if you ask me to do something, you have to give me a compliment. I was like, no problem. You look nice today. Toss it over to Joey for his compliment. He goes.
God.
I go, no. I go, we're on camera. What's happening? He goes, your tracheal shave didn't take. And then he goes, but I noticed you shaved your legs today. Great job. And I'm just like, dude, this is what happens. Like, this is a lawsuit. Way down. I keep my mouth shut.
Just the
Yeah.
Because he knows if he gets any sort of rise out of me, it's good.
Yeah.
So he'll look at me. I have to have him look at him. I'm like, don't fucking
He
look
really
at
is
me.
that way, man.
Like Francis on Wednesday's show, he was talking about like his sister being pregnant, and this and that. And Joey looks at me and just kind of goes. And I was like, dude, don't. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna ask who the father is. You're gonna go on and on. I was like, don't fucking do it.
It's like a kid in a candy store with him, and he's like, what do you expect me not to fucking say this shit?
I'm a sucker for a laugh. This is gonna get a laugh.
That's really it. Like, there are certain people in this world, and I think everyone at Barstool is. It's just a matter of how much so.
Yeah.
You are a slave to the joke. You know
what's funny is I actually wrote this down. I went to Akash Singh last night. Caroline's very funny. The weekend's over, so you won't go. You can't go. But the
great plug for our friend.
Well, you can't go. It's over. This is coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Yeah.
The shows are over. You can't go anymore. It was very funny. Catch him if he's in your town. But someone dropped a joke during the show that crushed. Like, everyone, he said hallelujah. It was about like whatever.
Trump's
something misogynistic.
Trump's
and something about like hating your wife. And but then it got such a laugh that like 5 minutes later he tried it again. Tried to drop the hallelujah. And I was like, and I because comedians had talked to that table, so I knew they were all worked in tech sales, and I was like, that dude got a taste of what it's like to make someone laugh.
Yeah.
And he immediately couldn't stop.
He had to try.
He had to try again.
Yep.
And the second time it was like, all right, dude, chill out.
Yeah, that's enough.
And
That's the
so,
best drug there is.
Dude,
Yeah.
if you're not a funny person, if you don't make people laugh, you don't
Don't
understand.
try.
It is.
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It is. I don't want to go so far to like the addiction, all that like
No,
stand-ups
but they're-
do.
I
But it
mean,
is like the adrenaline rush you get.
The
is
addiction
crazy.
side of it is funny, where it's like, I will make a joke. I'm like, I know this is detrimental to my life. I know that this is going to air and be a problem. And they say, do you want me to cut it? And I say, nope.
But that's probably
That's too
rooted.
funny.
Like, making someone laugh is like rooted. Like, you were probably the funniest guy in your group of friends growing up. It was probably the same for. There are always people like, they say like the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. Like, I have a buddy. This kid.
Let's just throw it in
Throw
there.
out his name.
Yo,
Leave it in.
Next throw full government.
It was like
Drop his
he was
social.
always like the funniest guy in the world, but he just, for whatever reason, doesn't have the need to like get on a mic.
it
But
out
like
there, yeah.
having like, you guys can attest to it, like making someone laugh and then getting over the embarrassment of saying, okay, now I want to do this on a mic
Yeah.
for a big audience, which took me years to do. Like, getting over that embarrassment, then you can get funny, then you can get good.
Well,
but
that's
it's
why
just
podcasting is different, because it's like, I hope you're at home listening and laughing. When you're
Yeah.
on stage, that's why I think stand-up comedy is like the ultimate rush, because it's like, you say it, they all laugh. I mean, imagine having like an arena.
Dude,
Kevin
I
Hart
can't-
having
no,
a
I can't.
fucking football stadium
MSG?
laugh at you.
No,
Yeah.
football. He did it
What did he
like
do?
He did the link.
What?
And it's like, I am a literal god on earth right now because
Yep.
you all think I'm that funny, and I just have you like in the palm of my hands, like that. I have. And also, I will say this: when they're like, "Do you want to cut it?" I'm like, if it's something that's like really mean or stupidly offensive or whatever, it's always like, I think this is funny, and the person it's going to upset should also think that this is funny.
Right.
So fucking leave it.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's like, I actually understand why you're upset, I'll cut it or whatever. But it's like, that's so funny. And I will not let it not be out there because you just think it's funny too.
If there's that, ooh, I don't know if I should. It's like what, like they say, like that's like the edge of stand-up. It should be like, ooh, I don't know if I should laugh or not. But that doesn't necessarily translate to podcast because it's on the internet. So like that, we have a lot of like,
forever.
ooh, I don't know if I should. But it's like, do we really need like? Is the risk worth the reward? Because there's still there's much more risk on the internet on camera than there is on stage with a mic with some fucking dickhead.
That's
Also,
also
the
the one
highest
thing-
risk is writing.
Yeah, it lives forever.
Bro,
fucking
podcast. You
written
can say whatever the fuck you want on podcasts. I've said some fucked up stuff that I was like, ooh, did we air that? And we did. No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah. Like
if you write it, then you're in trouble.
honestly, think about it. You have your audience. Let's say you have like, here's all your subscribers. Maybe, I don't know, 15% of them missed that episode for whatever reason. And then another 15% of them or 20% of them just have it on in the background and missed that joke. And then the other 15% are not the type
Which pisses me off when I know I nailed the joke.
Yeah, it's like, I want you to
you
listen.
motherfuckers didn't even hear that.
But then there's the 15% of people who aren't the type to go on the internet and respond to anything. And you're left to like this 10% sliver that might reply to a joke.
But you don't worry about them anymore. Like,
Well,
because
no,
you
but
guys are big enough to the point where, and people know there's enough of a like audio and like video history of you guys that even if a clip was isolated and it was something that was like off color, and I also think cancel culture is like on the way down. Like you
It was
aren't
never a
gonna
real thing, you fucking idiot.
It's not really. You're not gonna receive. it's not a real thing,
I got to a
agree.
point. I mean, there was probably like 5 times and like 2 real attempts that to get me.
Oh,
Well,
I'm driving
you
back.
called me. Can I tell a story? I was on a boat in Meredith, New Hampshire, on a lake. Trash, I know. And I'm sitting there. My phone starts ringing. I go, what the fuck is this? Kevin Clancy's calling me. And he called me, and I was with my buddy Lloyd, who you know very well.
Oh, yeah.
And you called me, and you're like, hey. I was like, hey, what's going on?
That's exactly how Kevin sounds. It's a great impression.
He was like, I'm not. He was like, there's a hit piece coming out. I just want you to know that, I think I cut you off in the middle. I go,
You're good. You're good.
I
It
go,
was great.
I go, shut up. I'm on a boat. Don't bother me with this bullshit right now. You said
you got
faggot
gay
15 years
fast
ago.
on
Oh,
that.
God.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat right now.
It was something.
He said fag like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And he called me on the 4th. He bothered me on the 4th of July. I go, okay,
I don't even
enough.
know this. What
I
was
can't
it?
remember what it was, but it was like some tweets or a hit piece, or I said and
My guy's like, in case you missed it.
Isolate
so
that.
I called him and I wanted to make sure we were good. And I knew
We were good. Imagine if I
knew
said I
we were
wasn't
Yeah, like,
good.
That's why, it was almost like I almost felt like it was offensive to call you. It's because it's like
I was just taken aback. I talked to you like 4 times. This was like 3 years
But
ago.
I
I was
also
like,
know
what the
enough about you as like your sense of humor. Like if someone ever came to me and like, are you okay that I said you're a Mick or something? I'd be like, do you really think that low of me that I would care about that?
Yeah.
So I was like,
It's the same
but it
thing.
was like I needed to fucking. But
that was
for
a
whatever
wild-
reason, I think it was one of the bigger ones. So I was like, I gotta like. cover
one
my
of
bases
the
here.
bigger ones. That was a wild
But
I
time.
mean,
I
there
also
was a
realized-
time where that was the word. That was Louis said.
So it is right now.
I'll tell you what, on the Barstool Blackout tour, a lot of boys called F-bombs.
Oh my God, the things I would have done, the amount of dicks I would have sucked, buddy. I don't know if we can. I might get
Bro,
taken off the
I'll tell
fucking
you-
high
I'll
noon
tell you
tour,
what
but
we
I
would've
cleaned up
called you,
Barstool
bro.
versus America. Yeah, you would have called it as you were looking down at me, gagging on your dick, then I would have immediately came. Yeah, that's me. I would have said yes, sir.
Sounded like that.
Yes, Dad. I would have done that. Yeah. Oh my God. I was a pig on that fucking. I took myself off the Bud Light tour. I was like, I can't. They're like, why? I was like, I would go on the Bud Light tour before I did, and I would go to my doctor. I go, I have every STD. They'd go, what? And they'd give me every medicine I had to make sure I was good before I went. It was disgusting. And that's how I met Jackie. Believe it or not. On the tour.
You're like, this girl sweats a lot.
There he is. Fuck, we're going to
The funniest thing you ever said, and it's actually the only time I've ever seen you apprehensive is You said you went on such a bender you thought you had AIDS.
You know what? I was addicted to energy drinks. Remember? I would go in the green room and
I've been there before.
The energy drinks?
Yeah, I was at the energy drinks.
Energy drinks? Were you drinking your energy drinks through your nose?
Yeah, exactly. Well, but the crazy part is, I would be so depleted of energy because the crash would be so crazy because I'd be on these energy drinks.
Yeah,
I'd go lay down in the green room, and then I'd be like, "Holy fuck!" I'd be like in and out of
Passed out at
consciousness,
work.
and then I'd go home, and we don't have to bleep this.
You say we have to bleep that?
Yeah, maybe.
No, we're not
Okay,
bleeping
good.
that. We don't.
But
we
this-
talk about on the
Yeah,
show.
no, this would be a Friday, ready to go out, not a Tuesday at 3 p.m. And we go out, and I'd be like, nothing would wake me up. And I went to the doctor. I was like, I think I have AIDS. And they were like, they'd be like, what is your diet and this and that? They're like, you have 4 energy drinks a day? I'm like, yeah, I have to wake up. They're like, here's what we're gonna do. Stop that. Have some broccoli for lunch, like a chobani, like basically fix your goddamn diet and your lifestyle. And I did, and lo and behold, I'm 1,000% better.
My T-cells
Lo and
are
behold,
up.
I don't have AIDS.
Lo and behold, I do
I-
not yet.
By
I
the
do
way,
not yet.
Colleen
Genuinely.
fucking walked into
I saw
to
that.
Caroline's the other night with just a pile of broccoli
It was disgusting.
that she got at a Chinese restaurant, and she's like, yeah, you guys don't know about broccoli size at Chinese restaurants? It's like $3.
No, I had no idea.
It's a secret that no one else knows except for me.
No, we all know about it. We don't want the broccoli.
Dude, no, it really was the funniest thing.
Do you drink
That's one of
anymore?
the things that very little. I haven't really gotten like fucking rip roaring drunk in years.
You're
'Cause
missing out, bro.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I
Just
Take
the
it from the two of
gayest.
us.
I love
I'm
it,
just
man.
yeah, me neither.
I'm driving black on black. Just got my license back.
I go, what was that, hon? You don't drink anymore. Well, you can't. You got the kids.
The
yeah.
kids, and then like the kids' lifestyle. Even when I don't have the kids, there was a period of time where it was like, I'd be waking up in Long Island like when I was like newly single, but then I like have to watch my kids. Like then I have the
Dude,
kids, so it's like I don't have the time to recover. I'm either at work or with the kids or
you
doing the partying.
need
and
to recover.
And then eventually you live that life long enough that you kind of lose your fastball. Where it's like I can't drink like I used to. The hangovers kill me more than they ever did, and it's just not worth it.
But
really,
you
know?
want to
I
lose
did
your
that.
fastball.
I had
it's
that
nice to lose your fastball sometimes. It's like
I have a buddy who just stopped drinking, and I was like, oh, what would happen? He's like, the hangovers got bad. And I was like, well, that's not a reason to stop. like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, like they would affect me for like 2 days. I was like,
That's it.
yeah, well, you just drink.
Then you drink again.
You
Yeah,
drink
yeah.
again.
you have to
do that.
understand that you have like an uncanny ability. You are in the top like 1%.
I'm a great drinker.
You're a great drinker.
I'm a great drinker.
And you know what sucks?
and
What
I'll tell you what.
upsets me? I
It's
used
not
to
gonna
be
last
one.
forever.
No,
I will stop one day.
Now she
Yeah,
will
when you're
stop.
fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belushi stopped too.
Yeah, exactly. John's my favorite
Yo,
guy
my
to
boys.
drink with.
You know, my boy's fucking buried on Martha's Vineyard. They had to move his grave because too many people would just go around and drink
on it?
Yeah.
Wow.
What, on Belushi's?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They-
On
he-
Chappaquiddick Road, Chappaqua Road. My friend lives right across the street.
Really?
They have the little white rocks around it. I know. I go
Well,
there.
that's not his real
like a-
grave. He's not buried there anymore.
Oh, he's not.
No, they moved his
it.
body.
Like a
Because it,
fucking loser. I go drink on his. Let's go check it out.
I used to be a good drinker though, and that I used to like pride myself on that. I remember like I got one buddy who was like 6'5", like 240, so he's just got like he can put the beers away. I got another guy who was 100% Irish, like alcoholic. I got with the drinking.
Yeah, you host the podcast. Right?
He has red hair. He's in plaid pants right now.
I had like a all-star drinking crew. And I could always go like drink for drink, shot for shot with them, and they would always be like, "Yo, like Clancy, he's not the biggest, he's not the most Irish, but he can hang."
He's not the most Irish.
Yeah.
Such a Bronx trash. Not like an Irish Riviera, like Queens, like
garbage, just
Yeah.
fucking trash. But I like prided myself on that, and then you lose that, you're like, ah, shit.
Someone was on the show recently, and they were like, "What's your hobby?" And I was like, "I like to drink."
Yep.
And they were like, "Who's your best drinker?" And I didn't say
Me.
it. And you were like, it's. I think I said Shane, and you were like, I think it's him. And I liked that because it is me.
Yeah, it's
Because you've seen me have
what-
about 3 or 4 whiskeys on this show. Call me at 4 a.m. I'll be up.
yeah, that's the thing.
it's not a
Feilberg
pretty.
will-
Don't do it. It's not a pretty sight.
Feilberg will go out of the gates hard, and I think he'll be drunker than he thinks. And he'll be like, I'm fine. And the room's like, you're shit-faced, dude. But then people will start to get worried and be like, well, are we going to have to, like, send him home?
He doesn't wear it at all.
He'll be good.
I'll put you to
He'll
bed.
be
Don't
good.
worry about it. I'll put you to bed.
He will be shit-faced the whole time, but he will be there at 4 a.m.
But you know what he does when he gets
Cocaine.
real drunk? Which is like, it actually pisses me off now that I think about it. When Feidelberg gets really drunk, he stops talking and he takes his phone and he puts it here and he rests it right on his bitch tits.
YP was the first one to catch that.
Oh, bro, it's so funny. You know what he does do? He'll do that, and you're trying to talk to him, and you like can't really, and then he'll also go like this, so like reach for food on the table, like.
He gets quiet because he doesn't wear it until his wearing it. There's nothing worse than someone who drinks and you can tell right away. Like that's why you're my favorite person to drink with here. I remember we haven't really drank together because you don't wear it, and when you just start getting quiet, I'm like, this is annoying, and I just leave.
Yeah.
Because I know you're gonna bring yourself home.
Right,
I know I don't have to worry about.
good.
Well, the worst thing is taking care of an adult.
worst.
I don't do it. I told Cons the other day. We saved Cons' life one night at your place. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it.
Cons goes, "What are you talking
I don't know
about?"
if we can leave this in, but I remember.
Yeah, we can leave it. Maybe we can. Cons got so drunk on red wine at Feidelberg's place, he was laying on his back, and we're in the kitchen talking, having a great time. It's like barely midnight, and all of a sudden we hear,
Yeah.
and we look over. It's wine coming out. I think it's blood. I goes, he's throwing up blood. Sean goes, it's wine.
He was on his back.
Walk over,
it's
tip him
wine,
over.
It's all over my fucking couch.
Yeah. He didn't give a fuck about the couch. He was just annoyed at the noise it was making. Because the noise was making
Like, bro,
him
we're
gag.
listening to Nickelback right now.
But it is funny. Like you have everyone's got that group of like I know and now that when you get to our age, it's certain people are sober.
Yeah.
Because like I have my best drinkers growing up are sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean you come out of the gates hard, and then you
Yo,
gotta
my crew, we're
staying
fucking
strong.
solid,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I got buddies who there have been, but
Nah,
some of them
dude,
died.
I got.
Yeah, my best buddy Matt died last October. We were like, "What happened?" He goes, "Drank himself." I go, "That makes sense."
I got one who died. The rest of us were fucking.
Was
still,
it booze related though?
No, but that was like a freak thing.
We don't know.
Right?
Why.
We don't know.
It was probably.
But was it booze?
There was no autopsy performed. If I had to guess.
Yeah, ours was like
It didn't help the situation. I'll say that.
Ours, hey, where's Matt? He's supposed to be at the wedding. He's in the ICU. His liver shut down.
But the rest of us, we have to
bleep
fucking
that name.
strong.
It's like stuck strong. Yeah.
This is not an after school special. I'll tell you that. Kids, don't listen to us.
It is interesting though. Like even for Thanksgiving, I was thinking like, do I go home? Do I go out to Long Island for my boyfriends? I was like, why am I gonna go home? Like the allure.
Is that where Zach Macario lives?
Zach Macario. Stop saying fucking Zach Macario. I wouldn't touch him. Because you go home, it's
He's a
like
mass boy.
all the people have kids. And it's like, what am I gonna do? Be the guy who begs their fucking friends to go out
for one,
and then the wives hate you. My
Yeah.
dad had a great line to me one time. He goes, Patrick, because I was like, we were out. All my friends were over. They all have kids. He goes, I'll tell you something right now. He goes, your friends are always going to side with their wives, and that's all he had to say for me to be like, let me dial
They
back.
don't want to,
The
by the way.
pressure. No, they
Right,
don't
right.
want
They
to.
just have to
But the
for
pressure
their-
to go out, you got to know
Yes,
when to
yes,
pull back. It's
yes.
like Lloyd. He's got a fucking 1-year-old. I
Yeah.
can't be like, dude, let's go out. Let's
Right.
go to.
Because he's gonna go. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to have to be like, yeah, my bitch.
Do you
wife
have
won't
buddies that still go? Like, do you meet up with your buddies from like growing up at all, or you're done?
Yeah, no, we still do it. I mean, I had one friend. He called me about beginning of October,
Were they thrilled when you got divorced?
and he said, "I'm the only fucking crew." in
They were the ones who
America-
framed him.
I'm the only.
he's back?
guys. I'm the only fucking divorce guy. You know, everyone's like 50% of everybody. Nobody.
No.
Black sheep right here. But I had one friend. He called.
It was like
me,
it's like in elementary school. They're like 1 in 4 people are gay, and you look around like,
like, wait a minute. Hang on.
all right, it's fucking
That's
Steve.
fucking whip.
Steve's the gay one.
He called me like October 1st and said, let's get together soon. And he goes, and when we ended the phone call, he goes, before Thanksgiving. And I was like, I appreciate the realisticness here. Not like, let's go this weekend or next week. Like, we have 6 weeks to plan this. I'll
Get
tell you,
it once.
We have not planned it yet.
But I'm sure there are people like I have friends who I don't.
Officially, we're going Nickelback.
I fucking hate it. Get that out of my face. I have friends who I can call no matter what. And
Let's
I don't
find
talk to
a
them in
party
while.
bus. Let's find a party bus.
I'm trying to ignore you because I
Nah,
think
it's
that'll
not
make
gonna
it
happen.
go away.
Hey, I promise you, like,
My drug dealer just texted me.
gang shit, dog. Sayreville, New Jersey. Here we go.
and the Wonton Don. That's not good. And to you. Oh, at 2:09.
yeah, I
right
texted
now.
you want to come do this podcast.
Hey, we are so anyway. But yeah, there are people that like you can call and it's like, you know, once you give them a couple drinks, like my good friend Lloyd, who we went on a trip with, I know that even though Lloyd is tapered back his drinking, I'll be in the kitchen. I'll go, Mikey, martini extra dirty. He'll go, yep. I go, coming right up.
Bro,
next thing you know, you got 5 or 6 in. You met him before.
I was saying, Lloyd Taber is drinking. I had a swimming contest with him last time I saw him.
we rented a house in Hunter, New York, and it's 2 a.m. We're shit-faced, and him and PFT are like, we gotta have there's an indoor pool at the house. Like, we gotta have a swimming contest. It's like, absolutely not. Then everyone starts doing it. I'm like, I'm not gonna be the last guy here who's doing a swimming contest. I go, what's it like? Go underwater. Then like the butterfly. I go, what? I do the butterfly. I go, my shoulder's gonna tear. I go underwater. I do this, and it sounded like a rubber band. Immediate, partially torn labrum. Immediately, right off the bat, I went up and drank away. But Lloyd was there. He's gonna come. Me and John are actually dating, believe it or not. I was just saying, we might go to Montana for a little trip.
It's a shame. If you guys would just fuck. It would be
disgusting.
The perfect couple. It would be heinous.
It would be heinous. I don't know.
I saw myself in the mirror this morning. It would be heinous.
It would be heinous. We might do a little Montana trip coming up.
Yeah, little Big Sky.
Yeah, John's going on vacation with a bunch of gay guys.
This is like literally Brokeback Mountain.
It's me, Zach.
You want to go to fucking Montana to ski? He's like, yeah.
Because I know he'll do it.
That's all right.
Well, no, it's going to be me, my boyfriend, John, his boyfriend, and then like Chef Don. We're going to try and get a good little... If anyone listening wants to go, for the it's on my credit card. DM me. You can just
Wait, you already bought it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
I'm
when
in,
John sucks a dick.
I know you're in.
You will suck a dick that weekend.
Imagine
or like whatever, the 3rd or 4th time, whatever it is, but you will suck a dick that weekend.
My Little League baseball coach introduced me to it.
I replicate that. We walk into the thing. It's a perfect replica of the Hurricane O'Reilly's bathroom, just to get him going. Now the glory hell will be over here.
I'll tell you what, we're talking about doing some new studio designing stuff, and we were talking about having like a confessional. And we were
I'd suck a dick in a
we're
confessional.
just gonna put a glory hole in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you'll be able to access it and put your dick through it, but there will be a glory hole in it.
I think we should be able to access it because I think it would be funny.
I know why.
I think it'd be funny. But I think it would be funny.
Joey will
if,
work
like,
it.
You're in the middle of a confessional, and I can just slam a dildo.
Yeah.
Like Scary Movie.
Yeah, or my hard cock, either one.
We're done. Everyone's getting too drunk. Eat your fucking Chick-fil-A.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.